There's a stat that just released saying that there are a decrease in new Amazon sellers who are actually entering the marketplace. And to be honest, we're probably going to continue to see that number decrease because it's not as easy to flip things on Amazon like it used to be back in 2021 when you used to go to Walmart, you would scan something and you could flip it on Amazon for 3 times the profit. That was back in 2021 and now it is 2026. And if you are not finding new ways to find profitable products to source and sell on Amazon, you're going to get left behind. And there's probably a good chance you're not going to make it to 2027. The difference between the ones that will survive and the ones that won't, it's going to be the tactics they actually use to continue to source and find profitable products, or the ones that go into different methods of selling. So instead of OA, they go into things like private label or wholesale. Essentially, they're staying ahead of their competition and they're continuously growing. And they're getting better and better at finding these products. While some sellers may still be scanning in store, I'm going to show you the new way that sellers are maximizing their profits and doing better than ever. It's called SmartScout. Now, there are Fortune 500 companies using this software as we speak, but I'm going to show you how an OA seller can use this to their advantage. Now, honestly, they have a lot of different tools and it would take me a lot of videos to explain in depth what the software can do for you. But I want to talk about the softwares they offer completely free in this video and why you need to use that link below to kickstart your Amazon sales and actually treat this like a real business. First up is going to be their free Chrome extension that replaces those $20+ tools out there that you probably are using. You can see the profit breakdown and so much more without ever spending a dime. And I'm going to leave that link down below for you guys to download as it is completely free for you to use. But just so you can see, it shows you the estimated sales, the Amazon presence, if there is any, sales rank drops, out of stock rate, even the opportunity score. There's so many different ways that you can use this, and you could put in the unit cost, how you can find it, the price, literally everything you need to decide if you're doing OA for an item. You could just use this instead of using those paid tools that you're probably using. So go save yourself some money right now, download that, and get rid of the other stuff. Second is going to be this new tool that they just released, and it is called the Workflow Generator. Now, this uses AI to tell you step by step a strategy based on your niche and your goals. So for example, I put in find profitable private label niches that are trending up over the past 2 years with no Chinese sellers in that space. Then I went ahead and clicked generate workflow, and what came up was these 3 different steps. And essentially what this does is that it guides us through SmartScout software to get the results we want. And it's kind of a nice step by step because like I said, SmartScout has so many different features. You could get lost if you don't have structure, and this gives you that structure. So you don't have to second guess if it's working. This is literally a bulletproof plan to get you where you want to be. So first, we want to go ahead and identify the trending subcategories. We want to see a continuously upward trend. So what that is going to look like is something right here is the bottle washing liquids and gels. So this is for baby bottles. And so here we can see this is the total revenue. And if you can click on the 6 month, you can click on the 1 year, you can do 2 year, you can do custom. But say if we want to look at the 2 year, we want to see that it's trending up. And as we can see, this is nicely trending up. It's not going down. We don't want to invest into a product that is trending down because we want to make more money, not join a sinking ship. So even though you may be able to get some revenue, we want to make sure that this niche is continuously going up because we want to make more money. So we want to think long term here, not short. So that's why we're always looking for something that's always trending up. Even if it's still making a lot of money, if it's trending down, it's just not a wise place to put your money. So for example, if we wanted to go ahead and see what a sinking ship might look like in terms of trending down, we can look at pacifiers. So you could see here what I mean by it's trending downward. You could see over the last 2 years, pacifiers has slowly just gone down and down in revenue. That's not something we want to do. So even though we can still make a lot of money in it, we just want to make wiser decisions because again, we're staying ahead of our competition. So since that's going down, that may not be something you want to go into. You want to go ahead and stick to the bottle washing liquids and gel, which we see is trending up and something that we could possibly jump into. Now we go back to the workflow generator and we're going to see step 2, and we want to analyze the niche's profitability. We want to see who else is selling in this niche and can we gain a part of that market share. So we go back to the bottle washing liquid and gels. That's what we're looking at right now. And we want to see if there's some other sellers on here, and we don't want to compete with the top seller. So we're going to look to where we can squeeze in here. We want to see if we can squeeze into the middle or the lower sellers and start gaining some of that market share. So we have a chance to get a piece of that monthly revenue that this niche has on Amazon. So if we look here, we see that baby Brezza owns a lot of the market share. We could see right here in the purple, this is pretty much them. And then we have these other ones. So obviously we can't compete with them. Like they're at the top level. We wouldn't be looking at them. We're going to be looking at these smaller brands on the bottom. So this person's only doing, selling 9 estimated monthly units. Maybe we want to probably look around this area right here, the 2 to 500. So we're looking at Dapple. This would be the brand that we would want to compete for, because these people aren't really doing too much for whatever reason. Like their growth has gone negative, but we can see that this one right here, they're selling 173, 517. Their growth is actually growing on Amazon, where the Brezza is actually declining. So this is something that we could come in and get a piece of this, because we see this brand is doing well, even though Brezza is dominating most of the market share. You also see that there's not that many brands on here. So this is really like niching down. And then the last thing for the workflow that I mentioned was to filter out Chinese sellers. So I just want to make sure there's no Chinese sellers on this. So if you go to the subcategory tree, we go ahead and type in the bottle washing liquids. We could see right here, Chinese seller revenue share is 0%, which is our best case scenario here. So just remember that this is just scratching the surface of what SmartScout can actually do for you and your business. This is going to be that type of software where sellers actually experience real growth, because you're not guessing anything. It's all backed up with real life current data that helps you make the best decisions that you can for your business. If you want to test these features out for yourself, I will share a link in the description and the comments below, but you guys will get 7 days free to test all these features out yourself. Plus you'll get 25% off your first 3 months if you do decide to join after those 7 days. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and follow me for more tips and tricks using SmartScout for your business.